I can't even tell you how many comments I get whenever I post a video about alimony that says, women are in favor of alimony because they're the only ones who receive it. Well, the truth is men receive alimony too, and maybe gender norms cause men to not feel comfortable sharing that they get alimony, but they definitely do.
Why don't men get alimony? Because it's my personal belief that the laws are neutral. They're gender neutral, but men do not get treated fairly when it comes to alimony in the court system. Judges are biased against them. They are, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's the truth. In the last 40 years, I have had 4 cases that I remember of men getting alimony that I had to twist their arms in order to get alimony for them.
Do men get alimony when they get divorced? I've seen men get alimony before. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen when you have the wife who is a celebrity. But in most cases, there is a bias against men and they don't get alimony.
Bella Portia's worth $12 million, but now in one move, she's going to lose half of her money. How this happened was Bella revealed she was secretly married to her boyfriend Tyler for the last 3 years. She caused many rumors online saying she got married secretly just to get American citizenship. That's because Bella was born in the Philippines and only moved to the United States when she was 13 years old, so citizenship was in question for some people. That complaint is completely false, where she was given citizenship when her parents adopted her and even served in the US military. Her marriage was instead something she just did by her own choice when she was 21, but now it's going to cost her big because she doesn't have a prenup. Bella does live in the state of California, where the policy is a 50-50 divorce on all assets and income that came after they were married. It is not a policy that works for Bella because she got married in 2019 before she was famous, meaning she'll have to give up half her assets in the divorce. Which means her husband Tyler, who the public knows very little about, should be able to get $6 million as a divorce, as well as something much more valuable. And that's that he could get half of her TikTok and social media if these are determined as business assets. And he'll also likely get alimony, which is something 400,000 Americans receive, but only 3% of them are men. Big lesson is get a prenup, and with that, I'm Charles Perala. I hope you learned something. Portia's worth $12 million, but now in one move, she's going to lose half of her money. How this happened was Bella revealed she...
Imagine this frickin' roller coaster that this dude is on. His wife, because they got married at 21, so they're husband and wife technically. His wife just gets astronomically famous on TikTok and all other social media just from lip-syncing videos and doing weird faces like that. Then she gets into the music industry and then cheats on him with Tyga multiple times. So that's all devastating. And then, she wants a divorce and everything, but she didn't sign a prenup, and state law in California is 50-50 if there's no prenup. So this dude went from a normal marriage to his girlfriend being like an internet superstar to her cheating on him, and then now he's got like $6 million that he could get in the bank. A win is a win, boys. A win is a win.
Tyga and Rob Kardashian have their children a majority of the week and pays $0 in monthly child support. Kelly Clarkson has her children every day of the month with the exception of one weekend and pays $45,000 in child support per month. And over $150,000 in spousal support per month.
You've been talking a lot about marriage. And to save both our butts, I've decided to get us a prenup.
Okay.
Why are you so easy about this?
I make more money than you.
What?
Yeah.
I once had a client that was given a prenup she didn't want to sign. She was in law school at the time, marrying an entrepreneur who had family money. Prenup waived community properties, so no joint debts or assets during the marriage. 8 years later, they divorced. Turned out he made a lot of bad investments, took out personal loans in his name, which would have otherwise been community debt had she not signed the prenup, and filed for bankruptcy. Meanwhile, she was a law firm partner making $500,000 a year. Because of the prenup, she didn't have to take on half his debt or pay him alimony, and she kept all her earnings separate. She sent me a thank you note after her divorce.
Strange how when women are the breadwinners, they have no problem signing a prenup, but when men make more money, it looks to be a huge issue. These strong and independent women usually refuse to sign it or find ways to make it void, like claim they were in distress when signing it, which is enough for the anti-family court judge to throw it out. They'll say anything to sign it. Love is forever. This doesn't mean you'll love me. As if her signing the prenup, which states she's not getting married for money, isn't the essence of true love. As you saw, men can be on the winning side of divorce. If their wife is super successful, so successful for the anti-family courts not to shake them down. And with women celebs having to pay alimony, all of a sudden, feminists have a problem with the divorce courts. All of a sudden, this is unfair. all of a sudden there's injustice. Apparently, they didn't take notice when billionaires got divorced and their wife became a billionaire overnight for just saying "I do" at the altar. But hold up, before we go any further with the video, let's give a shout out to Shaunaverse, who kept it nice and simple, saying, "Never be a stepfather. You gotta only raise your own child." I mean, that's what the whole human experience is all about. Unless you don't want kids. To each their own, I guess. But if you want to leave a legacy, raising your own kid is how you do it. So drop an email to snag your $5. I'll be picking comments that stand out to me. Could be the funniest, most liked, or one that hits me in the feels. So leave a comment, hit that like and subscribe button, and now back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
One feminist wrote an article about this. Although it's an old article, back when Adele divorced, it shows the average feminist mindset of this highway robbery. And it's on a website called Fashion, which is one of many magazines covering female celebs, makeup, and gay men. Written by a modern woman feminist. The title is, "Adele's rumored divorce settlement is not equality at work." And the subtitle, "This isn't what women meant when they demanded gender parity." Oh, what do they mean? Just women should have the ability to steal from men? Did she just admit this isn't about equality? Let's get into it. It's rarely a great day to be on the internet if you're a woman. We're looking at you, Twitter trolls, but right now is an especially bad time to be a lady online, because it turns out that in a global pandemic, not only are people spending more time on the garbage fire that is Twitter, but some of their opinions are getting increasingly more problematic. So according to her, women are attacked on the internet 24/7 for just existing, and for some reason, these women can't avoid the trolls by turning off their phones? Are they that addicted posting thirst traps on the internet to get likes and comments that they can't survive without the internet? Have feminists ever heard of the block button? How come they can ignore the men they date or marry, but not the trolls? I thought women were strong, queens, boss bitches, and CEOs. On April 6th, a Los Angeles court granted singer Adele's request to keep the details of her divorce from ex-husband Simon Konecki sealed. The British songstress and her former beau were married for 2 years before splitting in April of 2019. The couple share a 7-year-old named Angelo. Adele got her case sealed. How many men are able to do the same? Especially celebs. Every time a famous male gets a divorce, the media knows more details about it than the actual celeb getting divorced. So it looks like even when the courts screw women over, they pull the punches. While the actual facts of her divorce are to remain private, as they should, rumors started swirling almost immediately that the singer has been ordered to pay her ex $140 million out of reported $190 million net worth. Welcome to what men have been experiencing for decades. It's not just half their wealth, but with child support. It lasts till each child turns 18. Men end up being homeless despite being forced to pay most of their future income to the ex-wife. Not a word from feminists. Does the husband deserve Adele's money? No. Just like women should not get half of the men's net worth. It's important to emphasize that none of this has been confirmed. And with all the speculation around the terms of their separation, people might potentially be misinterpreting the fact that $140 million is the sum they're splitting in the divorce, not what Konecki is entitled to individually. Also, juries are over with the sum of $140 million or 140 million pounds. But either way, if there's any truth to the rumors, these February photos of Adele make a lot of sense. Regardless of whether or not this exact number is what Konecki would receive, in California, where Adele officially filed for divorce, spouses are entitled to half of their partner's income and assets during the period they were married. According to an April 2019 article by Cosmopolitan, in 1 year alone, thanks in part to her wildly successful 2016 to 2017 world tour, Adele's net worth jumped from $69 million to $182 million. Per NME, she took home $55 million from the tour alone. Strange how in this so-called patriarchy, women pop singers make the most money and can make people's net worths in just one tour. Taylor Swift is a billionaire now. The feminist who cries oppression in every song that she doesn't sing about a breakup with another man has done something 99.99% of all singers have never done, yet alone 99% of all men. Hopefully, Travis Kelce secures the bag and divorces Swift as soon as she says I do. So, our girl Adele has earned some loot, and it would be nice if she could keep it, or at least not be forced to give more than half of it to her ex-husband. It would be nice if the hardworking men who are pioneers in the world can keep their wealth too. Feminists love to say rich men can do anything they want, but apparently they can do anything except not pay alimony or child support. Aren't feminists always preaching for communism, eat the rich, so all these social welfare programs for single moms can be funded? So what's the problem? But TBH, or to be honest, regardless of the details of Adele's divorce settlement, the most egregious part of this whole debacle has been the online response. Some men online are pretty stoked at the prospect of Adele handing $140 million to Konecki, tweeting that Konecki deserves a large amount of money. This writer literally used text message abbreviations. This is an article, not a fucking tweet or a text to her gay best friend. Women cry about not being respected or taken seriously only to write like a teen texting. And damn right men are stoked. But can you guess why? Or is her narrow mind too small to think outside of her anti-man box? And even more specifically, a whole lot of them are seemingly perplexed, arguing that isn't this equality, even when it comes to divorce settlements, what women and specifically spooky feminists wanted? Yup. Feminists have been fighting for so-called equality for years. Matter of fact, they have not once did a major pussy hat match against the anti-family courts and divorce courts, so their silence co-signed it all. And sorry gents, but the answer is no, and for several reasons. She doesn't want equality after all. How predictable. Firstly, a lot of people online are making comparisons between Adele's situation and that of Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, whose 2019 divorce from wife Mackenzie Bezos made tabloid headlines. In finalizing their divorce, the former Mrs. Bezos was transferred 19.7 million shares of Amazon.com, a holding valued at $38.3 billion, and one that places Mackenzie as 22nd on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, a ranking of the world's 500 richest people. While this is a hefty amount of money, and at least on the surface makes comparisons to Adele's situation seem more valid, it's important to note that Bezos still retains a 12% stake worth $114.8 billion, not to mention his other assets. He's legit the wealthiest person in the world. $38 billion is a drop in the bucket for Bezos, but perhaps what sets Adele and Bezos' situations apart most is that Mackenzie, who was married to Jeff Bezos for more than 25 years, played an early and integral role in Amazon's growth as the company's first employee and someone who helped draft the company's initial business plan. Using her communist logic, this is okay, especially making a woman one of the richest billionaires from just spreading her legs because Bezos is a billionaire. It's eat the rich mentality, but also, according to her logic, Bezos' success is because of his wife. Granted, she was with him from day one. Bezos' wife does one thing for the company and all of a sudden she was crucial to Amazon's success. Some dude wrote in a tweet, "Motherfucking feminists are angry because Adele will pay her ex $140 mil, but they didn't make a sound when Jeff Bezos paid his ex $30 bill. During Tiger Woods saga 2 they were mute." Plus, if we're going to talk about equality, what about the fact that even in Canada, women still only earn 75 cents for every dollar earned by a man? The numbers are even more ghastly for Indigenous women, women of color and transgender women, as well as women who are new to Canada. Come on, we're in America. What doesn't Canada have to do with it? That's still too high because it's men who still do the most dangerous and hard jobs. The next time a massive snow blizzard hits Canada, take a look at the workers who are out there fixing phone lines and clearing the roads. It's not feminists. They're too busy blogging about their oppression while a man risks his life so they can have internet access. Not to mention that a lot of these responses seem to just be for the sake of getting back at women. It feels a lot of folks on Twitter want Adele's husband to take her for all she's got, because typically men have been the ones in Adele's shoes, sharing their fortunes with their ex-spouses. Women have historically been the financially weaker party, a position that stems from long ingrained gender roles that have women working in the home and out of the workforce for extended periods of time. Why does Adele have to compensate? No shit. Maybe take a look at how many men get divorce raped by the courts to the point they're driven to suicide because the court takes away their license and throws them into jail when they run out of money. But the deadbeat single moms get welfare when she runs out of money. This feminist says this is wrong because in her eyes, theft is fair when it's against people who have more money as a collective. Seems kinda counterproductive. Also, TBQH, to be quite honest, don't you think women have already had to put up with enough shit as an entire gender without Adele having to fork over 2/3 of her hard-earned fortune as a way to appease men saying, "You asked for equality, here it is"? From Catherine of Aragon being cast out of her wayward husband to women in the US and some provinces in Canada having to fight for their right to choose, we've put up with endless amounts of BS. Can we and Adele not have one nice thing? Adele isn't living on the streets. Besides, she chose to cheat on her husband and go through the divorce so she can get banged out by Pookie and Ray Ray.
You know, one time one of my best friends here, maybe 4 or 5 hours, I was like just, it was the end for me. And she went, well, my husband died. She's like, you left your husband. She was like, so I'm gonna need you to wrap this up now. I want you to go and have a shower and you're going out tomorrow. You're gonna go to the gym in the morning, you know, you're gonna go and get your stuff done. And it was a real moment for me. I left my husband voluntarily, and here I was, paralysed. And her husband died, and she never dropped the ball.
That's real friendship.
Real friendship, yeah.
That's real friendship.
This is common for most women who lose weight in a relationship. They think they can do better now that they look better, and usually they can. That's why they either cheat or move on officially. Boy, women have had it so hard being forced to work their whole life because there are no women's shelters nor government programs just for women, especially if they have bastard kids. Well, at least fans will have this to look forward to. Adele is super talented. She'll make that money in no time. It's not like she's retired or lost her voice. She's still young, now in shape for the struggle rappers. Yes, we men have this to look forward to see feminists lose their shit because super rich women celebs finally get a taste of equality. The tacky writer said the quiet part out loud. It's not about equality, and it never was. These divorce courts are payback against men collectively because feminism is a war on men, started by ugly, no-man-having cat lady feminists. Equality to them is men getting the short end of the stick, on top of already getting the burden of society. There's no comments on the article. It just leads to more mindless celebrity gossip articles. Typical women's magazines, nothing but high school bullshit. Let's read some comments on the TikToks when it's the man who finally makes out from the divorce. Here are the comments from the millionaire TikToker who got a divorce.
Bella Porsche's worth $12 million, but now in one move, she's going to lose half of her money. How this happened was Bella revealed she was secretly married to her boyfriend Tyler for the last 3 years. Which caused many rumors online saying she got married secretly just to get American citizenship. That's because Bella was born in the Philippines and only moved to the United States when she was 13 years old, so citizenship was in question for some people. That complaint is completely false, where she was given citizenship when her parents adopted her and even served in the US military. Her marriage was instead something she just did by her own choice when she was 21, but now it's going to cost her big because she doesn't have a prenup. Bella does live in the state of California, where the policy is a 50-50 divorce on all assets and income that came after they were married. It is not a policy that works for Bella because she got married in 2019 before she was famous, meaning she'll have to give up half her assets in the divorce. Which means her husband Tyler, who the public knows very little about, should be able to get $6 million as a divorce as well as something much more valuable. And that's that he could get half of her TikTok and social media if these are determined as business assets. And he'll also likely get alimony, which is something 400,000 Americans receive, but only 3% of them are men. Big lesson is get a prenup, and with that, I'm Charles Perala. I hope you learned something.
Looks like men are mocking modern women whenever one of their quote-unquote secures the bag. Top comment with over 12k likes, know your worth, king. Another comment, secure your bag, king. Another, yas, king, you're an independent man now, slay. Another, very rare husband after divorce W. Men know what the score is. He's been supporting her for a long time. He deserves it. Behind every strong queen is an even stronger king. That's what women say all the time. They act like being a stay-at-home wife or girlfriend is akin to teaching Tiger Woods his golf swing. There's no feminist or modern woman in the comments. Thought they wanted that smoke. Someone said, the craziest part for me is that the biggest TikToker in the world is only worth 12 mil. That's crazy that someone can just make faces to music and lip sync and make even $1 million. Is it that strategic to the economy? Is that going to create jobs? What do people think about the Kelly Clarkson divorce?
Tyga and Rob Kardashian have their children a majority of the week and pay $0 in monthly child support. Kelly Clarkson has her children every day of the month with the exception of one weekend and pays $45,000 in child support per month. And over $150,000 in spousal support per month.
Top comment with 14K likes. Supposedly she agreed to this to get him to leave her alone and never ask for more. It was cheaper or something. Couldn't be me. Someone else responded to the comment, she's paying to live in peace. Sad. Luckily, she only has to pay a certain amount total, and when it's all paid, she doesn't pay any more except child support, which is still way too much. Yeah, it's still sad because he basically is using his kids to have a check. This is what you call deadbeat. Wow, imagine that. When it's a guy, he's a deadbeat, but when it's a single mom who voluntarily leaves and gets a settlement so her side man can move in, she's brave and strong. A chick commented, she needs a different lawyer. Hell no. Kelly needs better lawyers. Kelly needs a new lawyer. This is the one thing women say about men getting screwed over. Should have hired better lawyers. What these morons don't understand is that a man could hire a whole white shoe law firm, and despite all the discovery and facts, the decision is up to the biased judge, who lives off of the settlement. So is the judge going to turn off the spigot and not pay off the mortgage to his fifth home? Another chick commented, Kelly got robbed. That man deserved not a dime. Unlike most gold-digging wives who only marry when the man becomes successful, then divorces less than 3 years later to get a payday, Kelly Clarkson's husband was her manager. He literally helped her succeed. Because managers are in charge of booking clubs and shows, so it's crucial for the success of young bands or talents to book the right shows that eke out a profit and build a fan base, or they run out of money. A chick even commented, so like, where do we riot about this? I shit you not. One rich female celeb has to finally pay, and these modern women are about to march on the streets for injustice. You can't make this shit up. There you go. Now you see how the woman's brain, or the lack of, computes against injustice again one of their own. This is the mindset for most modern women, especially feminists who preach equality till they face the consequences of their own actions or are held accountable. Then they're a damsel in distress. If the woman you're interested in reads these types of mags, she's a liability because she's going to be convinced that the business you built 20 years ago somehow is successful when she started to spend your money. Go MGTOW. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.